Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Rahman Digital Production. This is lecture number 58 of Mathematics 4024. We were discussing about the rate and we almost completed the topic. One question was remaining and we are going to do that question today. The question number 10. Question number 10 is saying that a chef can prepare a meal for 536 people. Record that 536 people in 8 hours. Yes, it is written in 8 hours, assuming that the chefs cook at the same rate and that the rate at which they cook remains constant throughout the preparation. Find the number of people. 22 chefs can prepare a meal for in 5 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, if there are 10 chefs which is preparing a meal, 10 chefs preparing a meal in 8 hours. So one chef will prepare in 10 multiplied by 8, and that is equal to 80 hours. Quite rightly, one chef will take 80 hours. So let us make it very simple. The number of people 22 chefs can prepare. 22 chefs can prepare if they are 536 people, 22 in 80 hours, then how many chefs will prepare the meal in 5 hours? This is that 5 hour they are asking. So when we calculate this, it will be 737. So we are having 737 is the answer. Now I am starting exercise 9C, and that is all about the time. Very important aspect of any scientific experiment, the recording of time. In every experiment we have to use stopwatch to record the time, and after recording two different types of times, then we have to either add the time, subtract the time, and similarly multiply the time. So calculation of time is very important, and because maths is the mother of sciences, every branch is getting out from the maths. Every science is using maths as their parent. So first you have to understand maths, and then your life in natural sciences as well as non-natural sciences will be easy. That is why different topics are introduced which are used very frequently in scientific fields. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two types of times. One is called universal time, and the second one is called standard time. One is called standard time, which is of 12 hours, and after completion of 12 hours they are again restarting from 1. The second one is universal time, and universal time is of 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, if 12 hours are completed, then it is moving further with 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours, and so on. In this, we are representing before the noon is AM and PM, which is a Latin word for antemeridum and postmeridum, before noon and after the noon. And 24 hours time is written in 4 digits with no AM or PM with it. Let me give you an example. If I want to record 1:30 PM in universal time, then you have to add 12 if it is PM. So if I am adding 12 with it, so it will be 13:00. There will be neither a dot or semicolon inside this type of time. Neither you have to write AM nor you have to write PM. It is self-explanatory that 1300 hours you have to say. You are listening these in different TV stations that you can get live and exclusive coverage of that even at 1300 Greenwich Mean Time. So 1300 means 1 p.m. in standard time. There are many countries in the world, they are using standard time, and there are many countries in the world, they are using universal time. So the first two questions of this exercise is familiarizing you people with the concept. If the time is given in the standard time, how you will calculate, how you will convert it to the universal time. One thing you have to keep in mind, that 0, 0, 0, 0 means 4 zeros are 12 midnight. Remember, 12 midnight, and then it is starting. If it is 1200, so it is 12 midday. keep these things in mind in universal timing. So if they are saying in standard time 12:00 p.m., it is midday. But if they are saying 12:00 a.m., this is midnight. So first question is in this exercise 9C is saying that convert the following times to 24-hour clock notation. A part is 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, if it is more than 12, yani 1 p.m., then you have to add. If a.m., you don't have to add 12 with it. But if it is given in p.m., with this you have to write a.m. Simply, if a.m. is there, so you have to write 08, and there must be a space, not necessarily, but if you are putting the space, so it means they are minutes, and on this left side there are hours. So 0800 you will pronounce it when you are doing this sort of calculation. Okay, the second one is 9:45 p.m. 9:45 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, when PM is introduced, you have to add 12.00 with it, and you have to add it. So it will be 21, and you don't have to put 21 for 5. You have to 21 for 5. If it is 42, then you have to write 42 as it is given in the book 42. So here, if it is 45 and 42, doesn't matter, but you have to understand the concept. So that was the whole story about the PM and AM. Now the third part is midnight. See, if it is midnight, I told you that midnight has a special representation in 24-hour. It is 0, 0, 0 and 0. As I already wrote that special notation that it is used for the midnight. Similarly, 2.42, and that is given as AM. When AM is there, you don't have to add. Simply, you have to write 242. 242. 242. You have to 242 time. Okay, the second question is saying that convert now the 24-hour clock, that is universal time system, to 12-hour clock. 0330. So it means that if it is less than 1200, that is AM, quickly you have to write AM, and then you have to write 330, putting here the colon or the dot, whatever system your country is using. Now the B part is saying 2312. Now it is more than 12. You have to subtract 1200 from the given question. So 2, 1, 1 and 1, and then you have to put here the 11. So it means that 11, 12, and that is PM. For this 1200 you have to write PM. Now in the third case they given us 1915. 1915, it is greater than 1200. So you have to subtract 1200 for PM. Directly I am writing that it will be PM in standard time. And when I subtract it, it will be 7 and 0. Means that in standard time it will be 7:15. Now the D part is saying that it is 0, 0, 0 and 0. 4 zeros. What does it mean? It will be 12 AM. 12.00 AM will be the answer. Now question number 3 is given here, and they are saying that copy and complete the following table. They given us a table. In the first two questions we understood the concept of universal time system and standard time system. Now we have to calculate different timing scenarios. Ladies and gentlemen, if the first two parts are given in this type of question, you have to add the second one to the first. If the first and the third is given, then you have to do what? You have to subtract from arrival the departure time. First two addition, the first and the last, they are subtraction, and the second and the third, you have to subtract this from this, and that will be the arrival time. Let me do these things separately in each column so that you will understand. Let me erase this portion of the whiteboard and then I will come back. Okay, we are back, and the first question is saying there is a departure time of 0 to 40 and a journey of train is 55 minutes. So what will be the arrival time? Ladies and gentlemen, I told you yesterday, if you remember, that I will make it very easy for you. Your book is doing it in a very difficult way. I will do 2 or 3 questions on that method as well, because sometimes that method is very handy, but in most cases that is very difficult. The answer will be the same. So we are doing it in easy way. You have to write day, then you have to write H, and then you have to write M. These three things, if there are seconds, you can write the seconds as well. So in this case, I told you that if there are first two, you have to add this and write this. So it will be 0 2 hour. I am taking it from here, and 40 minutes here. And because they given us 55 minutes, So we have to write it beneath 55 and then add this one. In this particular situation, we are not needing the day, but in some cases we will need the day. So you write this. If it is 0, then don't consider the day, but you have to write it. Now add it 5 and 9, and there is 0, 2. Well, if in this case it is greater than 60, 95 minutes are not there. So you have to subtract from this 60 and well add that 60 you are subtracting to this hour. So let us see, that will be the final answer. If it is less than 60, you have to leave as it is. And you don't have to change this one as well. Because 95 minutes are equal to 1 hour 35 seconds. So 1 hour will be added with 1 hour and 35 will remain. So this will be 35 and that will be 03. So that will be the answer, that the arrival time will be 0, 3, 3, 5. That will be the arrival. Now let's do the second part. That was the whole story about A. Now let us do the B part. Again write D, D, H, only write D, and then H, and then minute. Now you have to think on it. I told you the criteria. If first two are given, addition. If the first two are given, addition. In this case also. So first we have to write 22 hours and 35 minutes. And we have to add 8 hours and 00 second, which is this one. So we have to add this. This will be 35 and that will be 30. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, hours cannot be more than 24, because then you are moving to the next day. That is why I am writing the day here. 35 is okay. If it was more than 60, you would have to subtract 60 from that minutes portion and add 1 with the hour, but because it is 35, it's okay. Now 30 is not the hour. We can never see in universal time 30 hours. So you have to subtract 24 and that 24 will be given to 1 day. So you have to be left with 35 and here it is 06 and here you have to write next day. Because day is 1, if it was 2, so day after tomorrow you could write. So in this time situation you have to write 03, 06, not 03, 06, 35 and next day. So here will be 0, 6, 3, 5 and you have to write next day. Necessarily, it is necessary that you have to write the next day, otherwise your answer is. So if departure time is 2235 and 8 hours journey that train traveled, then you have to be next day arrival time, and that is 6:30. Now let us do C part. We are doing the C part. Again, I am writing these hours, minutes, and day. And because now this is given, first and third subtraction is there. Either we should subtract this from this, yeah, this from this. From the arrival time you have to subtract. First you have to write 17 and that is 50. This one. And then you have to write 15 and 45. So it will give you the number of hours that vehicle or train traveled. So if we are subtracting, it will be 0.5 and it will be 0.2. So it means that train travel 2 hours and 5 minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes. You have to write it, subtract 8, 45 and 50. So 2 hour 145. So the answer I have to write here 2 hours and 5 minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Similarly, we have to do 22, 16 and 0, 9, 4, 8. Okay, now D part. Let us do D part. Again subtraction. 22, there I am writing day, hours and minutes. Here we are writing 22 and 16. 22 and 16. And here I am writing 22, 0948. 0948. Ladies and gentlemen, 48 cannot be subtracted from 16. So we need to carry 1 hour to it. So when we are subtracting 1 hour from this, it will become 21 and 60. 1 hour is 60 minutes. You are not adding 1. 60 minutes, when it comes to the minutes, hour will be converted to minutes. So it will be 76 then. Here it is now 21. 1 hour is taken out. So 22 will remain as 21. And 1 hour when comes to the minute portion, that will become 60 minutes. So when 60 minutes is added to 16, it will come out to be 76. So now 76 is a term from which we can subtract 48. So it will be 8 and then 2. So it means 22. And from 21, if we are subtracting 9, so it means that it will be 12. So it means that we are having 12 hour and 28 minutes. In this case, we have to write 12 hours 28 minutes. 12 hour 28 minutes. Now we will turn our focus to 2035 on Tuesday. And it is arrived in 7:15, one day more. So we have to add 24 to it. We have to add 24 to it. Okay, now we are doing E part. Remember that in this case, the departure time on Tuesday and the arrival time in Wednesday. So we have to write day, hours, and minutes. One day is passed, so we have to write one day. From Tuesday to Wednesday, it means one day passed. And now we have to write 0, 7, and 15 this time. And then we have to subtract 20 and 35. And that is the second time, departure time. Okay, let us do calculation. Because 35 cannot be subtracted from 15. So we have to take one carry. So it will be 06 when R is given. And that will become 75 now. Because 60 is added to 15. And when we subtract it, it will be 40. Now 20 hours cannot be subtracted from 6. So we have to take 24 here. Day means 24. So when 24 is added to 6, it will be 30. And that will become 0. One day is totally transferred to that. So 30 minus 20, it is equal to 10. So here we will write that it is 10 hours and 40 minutes will be the answer. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see that how easily we are performing these calculations. I will tell you the book method as well. That is very difficult. You have to utilize your mind. But sometimes that is also very handy. So keep in mind, both we will learn. Whatever you feel is easy, you have to do it for yourself. Okay, now let's do the final part for today, and that is this one. The last two are given. I have to write day, although there is no need of day in this question, but you have to follow the procedure. Here it is 23 and we are having 50. And here it is 1 hour and 1 over 4 means 15 minutes. How? 60 minutes multiplied by 1 over 4. This is 1 over 4 of 60. So 4 ones are and 4 15s are 15 ones are. So you have to write 15 minutes. If it is given in this form, you have to convert it to that form, and that will be equal to 0, 1. Now let us do the rest of the calculation. From 50, if we are subtracting 15, so we will get 35. And from 22, if we are subtracting 1, so it will be 22. So it means 22 hours and 35 minutes will be the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, remember one thing before finishing, that if you understood the solution of this table, then the subsequent questions will be super class easy for you people, because they are utilizing this concept, but they are making it a word problem. A train started from the from the train station at this and made a journey of 55 minutes. What will be its arrival time? That will be the question. If you understand this, you can do that as well. So tomorrow we will come with the new concept. That was a basic concept and I made it for you very easy. The book is not doing in this way. The answer you can check are the same. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we will come with the new concept, new ideas and with the new energy. If you haven't subscribed my channel, subscribe it, and if you have already done it, thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.